everyone, welcome to the first of the 2016 Sydney to Hobart Yacht Race daily updates. I'll be doing these right through to New Year's Eve. And, well, what a race it's been so far. Now, the breaking news at the moment coming through in just the last half an hour to an hour is that Wild Oats 11 has retired from the race. More on that very, very shortly. But let's just go back to what was a cracking start yesterday. It started at 1 PM on the Sydney Harbour when 88 yachts descended onto the Sydney Harbour to start their journey. And, well, Wild Oats 11, who, of course, as I just mentioned, has retired from the race, had a very awkward start in the 2016 Sydney to Hobart. He basically dipped behind boats, and Mark Richards described the yacht's start as terrible. It was absolutely dramatic and an unbelievable start, no doubt about that. Now, Perpetual Law and Scallywag at the start of the race had the early break. It was very early in the race. Those two yachts were the front runners. CQS, who of course is a yacht that has been talked about quite a lot. Of course, Ingville going for its third Sydney to Hobart win with this newly transformed boat from the 2004 Sydney to Hobart winner Nicorette. It actually nearly capsized. It got on its side, and I swear it was on its side, and it was remarkable how it got up and was able to keep sailing. It's actually way back in the order at the moment in the online leaders at this stage. I'll talk more about that very shortly. Perpetual Law first out of the heads and was leading, followed by Boo Jest. Very surprisingly, was second out of the heads. And a very good effort from a smaller type yacht. Scallywag managed to drop in the later stages of the start. Had massive unfurling problems, and you'll see how much it's actually dropped in the online order at this stage. And then Wild Oats 11 actually managed to ease back in the race, being the good yacht it is. It actually eased back into the race and was able to get up and actually take the lead. You know, CQS, as I've mentioned, is way down the order at this stage. Okay, so let's now have a look at the top 10 line honor leaders at this stage in the race. Of course, Wild Oats 11 was actually leading throughout the whole night with Perpetual Loyal second, but of course, like I mentioned, it's come to hand in the last hour or so that Wild Oats 11 has retired from the 2016 Sydney to Hobart Yacht Race. I'll talk more about that when we have a look at the retirements, but you can see there Perpetual Loyal leading the race. Looks like at this present stage you could break that 2012 record. In fact, there's about 9 odd boats that are actually ahead of that record at this stage. Giacomo is second, 109 nautical miles off Gabbo Bay. Of course, you can see there Perpetual Loyal 86 nautical miles off Flinders Island. Maserati is third. Boo Jest, second out of the heads, of course, in the start, is fourth, doing very nicely from that boat's point of view. Blackjack is fifth. Scallywag has dropped all the way to sixth. It was, in fact, about second or third during the start, maybe even fourth, but it's dropped to sixth. CQS, I can't see this boat getting into the top 4 at all. It's at seventh, although it should finish in the top 10. Varuna is 8th, Alive is 9th, and then finally Ichiban, who is 66 nautical miles off Gabbo Island, is 10th, expected to get in at this stage in the afternoon. But Perpetual Loyal at this stage is looking like the winner of the race, and at the moment could get in at about 2 AM in the early hours of tomorrow morning. So that is very big news there. Okay, let's now have a look at the overall leaders at this stage. Of course, it's so early to tell at this present stage about who will win the other major trophy, which is of course the Tattersalls Cup. Giacomo at the moment leading the IRC. There, Ichiban second, Perpetual Loyal there in third, U-Box is fourth in the overalls, fifth is Maserati. Balance, the winner of last year, trying to go back to back, and of course trying to get its third overall title there in sixth. Maluka of Commandy, good to see that boat in the top 10 at this present stage. On seventh, of course, the oldest boat in the race, a Tasmanian boat, of course. Varuna 8th, Boo Jest is 9th, and then finally Kamasu Esarusu is there in 10th. So that is the overall leaders, the top 10 overall leaders at this early stage of the Sydney to Hobart for 2016. Let's now have a look at the retirements. There's been 4 retirements at this stage. Daredevil, Freejar and Patrice's 3 of those, and of course the big one, the 4th retirement, the most recent retirement is of course Wild Oats 11. Big story, hydraulic damage I believe. And yeah, that's big news, of course, going for its 9th line honours this year. Of course, it was the big favourite, and it's now out of the race for the 2nd year in a row. Of course, you might remember last year. It was actually about this stage of the race. It actually retired last year, I believe. So it may have been a bit earlier in the night. So that's big news. That's really big news. It had the lead, by the way, and now it's had to retire, and Perpetual Loyal has taken the lead. So that is massive news. It won't get the 9th line on us this year. It won't break the record as it's been speaking about. Of course, during the week last week, it spoke about how it was going to break the record, and of course, it was ahead of its 2012 record, but that won't be the case this year, and unfortunately Wild Oats 11 out of the 2016 Sydney to Hobart. Massive news for Mark Richards and its yacht, and of course massive news in the context of the race. So there you have it, Wild Oats, big retirement just recently, and Perpetual Loyal has the lead at this stage. So that is it for the first daily update of the Sydney to Hobart Yacht Race for 2016. What a race it's been so far. The start was absolutely incredible. There was lots of talking points, and of course the most recent talking point from the race is of course Wild Oats 11. And at this present stage, Perpetual Loyal has the lead. Jacob of course leads the overalls at this stage. So what a race so far. Of course, don't forget to follow Bevob5 Productions on Twitter and Facebook for more updates. I update the race as much as possible. Any big moment I'll put on the page and the Twitter page. So do follow us on Twitter and Facebook for all the updates there. And of course, don't forget to stay tuned for more daily updates. I've got a daily update every day right up until New Year's Eve. So do subscribe to the YouTube channel and keep up to date. So that is it for the daily update, first edition for the Sydney to Hobart Yacht Race. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next daily update, I'm Jacob. Bye for now.